The first big competition of the clay sports calendar, the Essex Masters welcomed over 2,000 competitors through its door in the biggest event that the ground has held so far. Going into its 17th year, the event promises, as always, to bring high levels of competition and variety to its entrants, who have travelled from all over Europe to attend this landmark event. It attracts the best shots in the sport. The reason for such a high number of entrants?
I think John is a really clever target setter. He doesn't try to beat people on distance. He uses speeds and different angles that show targets they look further away than they actually are. And I mean, he's a very clever course designer.
And the man who set those targets has been busy all through the 6 days of this competition, overseeing the pegs and making sure that they run smoothly.
I use chromatic traps and chromatic clays, and we are actually getting whole squads coming in saying that they've been shooting and they haven't had one single no bird, so I'm very pleased with that. And you know, you can't beat chromatic traps anyway, so they are the best. I cater for everybody, not just the top shots. You know, there's a lot of stands there that are quite easy, but they're always doing something, so when they miss, they don't know why they've missed. So that's the skill I sort of bring into it. You know, I don't put 60, 70 yard edge on targets on like some people do. All mine are top or bottom and all accessible and all well gettable. Yeah, I set it up for a 190 at 192, and George missed 3 on one stand and shot a 96, and he missed 3 on another stand and shot a 95. So, you know, he's held it together, and he's won it more times than anybody else.
The number of entrants could not be catered for if it wasn't for the sponsors, and Essex Gun have played their part this year, contributing to the biggest prize pot so far of over £45,000.
We came up with the idea of doing something different as a shoot. Came up with the idea of the Essex Gun Masters, with ourselves as a sponsor, and making it a 200 bird competition, all shot in one day, which was the unusual thing. There's a few people tried to copy it since, but no one's got even close.
They aren't the only sponsors on site. Essex Audi have been roped in after the general manager caught the shooting bug himself.
The event last year we sponsored, never had my licence then, came over, really got hooked, thoroughly enjoyed it, applied for my licence, got my licence now, had it for the last 6 months. Not quite good enough yet to get in this event, wouldn't want to enter it and sort of have the lowest score, but no, really enjoy it, see why everyone else likes it.
The cars aren't just there to look pretty. With the shoot expanding, Audi is providing a taxi service to shooters, taking them to their pegs on the other side of the layout. It's quite some distance, with each car doing roughly 75 miles a day. With the final day moving along smoothly, the big score has already been posted by the legend that is George Digweed, with 191. But what do the people think will win it?
I think the score is already on the board.
Between a 192 or 3.
A 197.
No, George is 191, beat him.
I think 191 will probably win it.
It's a marvellous score. Looks like easy, but no technical target. So you don't understand why you miss, but you miss one here, another one here, and at the end you finish with a bad score.
There is lots of the usual fun and frustration as people take on the clays, but there are still a few possible guns out there who could take the prize. The competition has quite some draw and pulls in people from all over, some even straight from the airport.
Yeah, it's good, I enjoyed it. You know, I only landed late this morning. I flew back from Norway, got in at 10 o'clock this morning to Stansted, so not the best preparation, but and it showed, to be fair. I missed a couple early on, but then got into it. I never really shoot well at this shoot. It's too early in the season for me. I'm still playing rugby at the minute, and the shooting sort of starts from today, so it sort of gives me a gauge of where I am and what I need to practice on. So we're not miles away, but not at the top of our game.
With the scores tallied up, no one has been able to match George's score, and he is crowned champion of the Essex Masters again.
As usual, John Dyson's put on a fantastic event. To have over 2,000 entries come through in the week. I'm amazed that the weather has been able, to stay with us this long. I was unsure as to whether the score would actually hold. 191 was a good score, but felt there was probably 1 or 2 more there. But they've also got to shoot them. So I was very pleased, and I just think it's a phenomenal event. You know, if you look at the other CPSA championships that are run, the English and the British Open, it would be the equivalent of 4,000 entries at those events, shooting 100 targets. So, you know, it's an incredible event, and I'm very proud to have won it.
The competition is going from strength to strength and will be back next year on the 3rd to 8th of April 2018. Will we see you then?